Doolittle just goes. It's a missile, and it's hot up in the zone, and
flat.
All he's trying to do
and
is
Major
just
League
change
hitters can hammer those.
if he's throwing it low or high.
Again, his numbers against every other team, sub-2 ERA, and he's converted 24 out of 26 save opportunities. Against the Mets, for whatever reason, they've got
The
his
Mets
number.
own him.
He's
But also,
blown 3 out of 4
if you
save
watch
opportunities.
Doolittle all year, which most of us have, he's kind of dicey every time he comes in there. It's always a bit of an adventure.
It hasn't been his best season. And yeah, going back to it, look, Friday night they lose 7-6. That's a game where they have what seems like a pretty comfortable lead. Daniel Hudson pitched the eighth inning.
That game was won. That game was won.
Hudson pitches a clean eighth. They hand the ball to Doolittle. 6 hits, 4 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. Then Saturday,
in minutes,
they lose 4-3.
Keep it clean.
Hunter Strickland pitched a clean 7th. And then they give the ball to Fernando Rodney. He blows it. Like I said, his ERA is up to 6.3. They salvage it with the win yesterday, although Juan Soto, who's having a great sophomore season, sprained his ankle.
Yeah, he'll be fine, though. They took him out.
He'll probably miss a couple days.
X-ray's negative. He'll be fine. He's been unbelievable.
It looked a lot worse than it was.
Yeah. He's been unbelievable. I'm very comfortable. I like him picking up Asdrubal, whatever his name is. Cabrera. Like picking up him.
A couple big RBIs yesterday. He's playing more than anybody expected. Thought he was just going to be a utility guy. He's played, I think, 3 or 4 games already.
Well, that's because Kendrick's hurt. See, Adams was awful yesterday. He was absolutely horrific, and that's the problem with having Zim and Kendrick hurt, is that you have to force to play. Adams has to play the entire game, even against lefties, because there's no one to hit the lefties who can play first. Because Parra was playing center.
Right.
And he was terrible. He had at least 2 situations in at-bats where he had runners in scoring position. He struck out. I think he struck out 4 times.
He had 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, he was bad yesterday.
And
But you're right. I mean, they needed that win, and it would have been a complete disaster if they would have lost.
It's a shame because, in my opinion, they could have easily swept the Mets. It went for 2
close
innings.
games. So, look, the Mets have been rolling. Assuming they don't win the World Series, the story of the national season is this bullpen. And they've made some moves, but it's an issue that has lingered. I know at the beginning of the year, when we were first talking about it, you said small sample size. Well,
correct.
We're in August, and the story hasn't changed all season long. Yes,
bullpen's better.
Some of the numbers have gotten better.
They're better.
But people get upset anytime Matt Grace touches the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why he's still there. But they're better. They're definitely better. They're not historically
better, but they're not good.
No, I don't think you're ever going to go from the worst, like bottom 5 worst in the history of baseball to good. They just have to get to like average-ish. And I think they're pretty close. They're pretty close. They're significantly better with their 3 pickups.
It's their kryptonite.
True, but I would say that they have to change roles.
I might change a role or two.
Yeah.
I might change a role or two. I might make Doolittle an 8th inning guy.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who you're facing, I would right now I feel much more comfortable with Strickland or Hudson. They're closing the game.
If you want to chime in, 800-636-1067. As it stands right now, they have a half-game lead in the wild card, but it is so tight. Because the Mets all of a sudden are in the mix. I think they're a game and a half back. The Phillies are maybe 2 back. You've got the Cardinals, the Brewers right in there. And then kind of on the outside looking in Arizona and San Francisco. Just a lot of teams jockeying for those last 2 wild card spots because I thought they had a chance maybe in the division. It seemed like they were gaining some ground, but every time I look up, it's still 6.5, 7 games.
I don't even look at the division.
You got to go wild card.
That's going wild card.
Don't look at the division anymore.
We're just going to have to get lucky.
They're not going to win the division.
You have to win the wild card and get lucky.
If you want to chime in on the Nationals, 800-636-1067. It's funny you mentioned Davey Martinez. People criticize his bullpen management a lot. I saw a lot of that on Twitter over the weekend. And
how do you manage one of the worst bullpens? I mean, it's hard. It's not an easy job.
I think just people get upset when Grace, like yesterday, Grace started an inning. Like he came in, got an out, and started an inning, and of course gave up a run, an earned run to Grace. So some people get upset at that. As Jason mentioned, sometimes when you bring in Suero, I think they just don't want him to use any of the, like, let's say there's your top tier relievers on the team, and then your mid tier. Your mid tier, I think, is your Sueros, Rainey's, and then the bottom tier is like your Matt Grace's.
Well, they need to use
Suero. Don't want to use any.
Suero's one of their top guys.
How many lefties? How many lefties do they have out of the pen right now besides Doolittle? Because Sip's gone, and
Elias, whatever.
He's hurt.
Hopefully, he'll be back soon.
They don't have any options if they have to pitch to a lefty.
The Elias injury too was just just annoying. Because,
Running to first base.
Yeah, I mean, he was told, don't even swing, and he swung, and then, of course, he rips it down a line and then tweaks himself, which was just brutal because he looked so good in that brief outing.
They were just lucky yesterday that the Mets had the 2 errors in the first inning to allow 3.
Mm-hmm.
They would have lost the game.
Yeah, look, they avoided the sweep. This is kind of, on Friday, and maybe it was Thursday, we predicted what was going to happen. Both Cakes and I had them losing 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 2 out of 3.
You were right.
Yeah, but if you want to take the optimistic, which was on the road trip, I think they went 5-4.
6-4, I think.
6-4.
I thought they had 6 wins.
No, I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
It was a 9-game road trip?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Although,
they're 5-4.
If you want to go the pessimistic route, I think they've lost 4 out of their last 5 series.
True. But again,
All coincides with Max's injury.
Yeah, they desperately need him back. Because now you're trotting out, I think it's Fetty and Ross for the first 2 games of the Red Series. Those guys have been good of late.
Yeah.
But you don't want to keep relying on them every single trip through the rotation.
And I will say I've been wrong that Scherzer's been out longer than I thought. So we don't know when he'll come back. But you're right. Joe Ross really been good, I think, in his last 2 outings.
Yeah.
After the outing before that, it looked like, man, we can't even pitch him anymore.
Yeah.
So he's
Fetty
found another level.
Fetty and Ross are going to have to be good again in this series against the Reds because the Reds got bats.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm confident. Again, I said the bullpen's going to blow 1 a week. They blew more than 1 a week last week. Let's see what happens this week.